All right, did something new this time. Y'all took a vote on which one y'all wanted to see, this one or one of the Forces of Valor Sherman tanks, and y'all chose this one by quite a bit actually, so we'll go ahead and be reviewing this one today. I wasn't looking for this model. I was actually just looking for a standard JU-52 by Corgi. It's die-cast, 1/72 scale, really cool looking model, but I came across this float version, haven't seen it before, really interested in it. It looks really rare, so excited to get to this one. Not much to the box. Looks like there's the part number if you're looking for it, or the model number. And then on the back here, just a little more information. Comes with a sleeve on the outside, so you'll just take the sleeve off. It's actually supposed to just slide out like this. This is the box that it comes in. Just a pretty basic box, nothing underneath. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so first up, looks like we have little documentation here. Some of them come with cards. This just comes with, certificate pamphlet. But this is number 791 at a 1604. And then we have some styrofoam here. Nice. Wow, let me turn it around. This looks good. This looks really good. More impressive than I thought, to be honest with you. I was worried about this paint and how it looked in the pictures, but this looks really good. So it looks like comes with a stand, which is metal, and then I think these are to help it stand up when it's sitting on the floats. This is the base of the stand. So yeah, let's take a look. So be very careful when you're lifting this up. It's actually not held down, which is pretty odd for Corgi, but be careful because you have these antennae up here, and then also you have the guns coming out the side. So first look, first impression's really good. It's pretty heavy too. I mean, Corgi makes really good die-cast models, but this one feels even more premium, I would say. Let's see if the propellers spin. Yeah, so they spin pretty good. But yeah, this is just a quick overview, and then be careful of these flaps. Apparently, these are pretty fragile. A lot of the planes I saw online, those were damaged, so I'm going to be very careful of that. All right, let's take a look at what we have here in the box, accessories-wise. So we have this base stand here that's really solid. It's metal, and this actually rotates on the top so you can set the plane in a bank angle, which I was asking for in another one of my videos. I hadn't seen a Corgi model with a stand like that, so pretty excited that this one has that. And then the base is also metal. Some of them are plastic, but this one's actually metal, probably because it's a really beefy plane. Right here, I don't see anything else in the box, but this right here I think is supposed to hold up the floats when you set it in the down position. So this is everything that came in the box. We'll go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. All right, so it is a little pamphlet. Shows some of the other models that they have, which I do want to get both of these, don't have them yet. And a little information about the float version. This is the 3MG5E, and there's a little information if you want to pause it. Just plastic pieces. They're not die cast. I think these are just to stand it up. I mean, it looks like it's doing pretty good right there, but I think these go on the back part of the float. So we'll see here in a second. And then the stand, again, it's metal. I'm going to go ahead and set it up now because it's really easy. Some of that styrofoam off. All you do is just pop it into place like that. It doesn't lock, which is a little concerning because it slides in and out pretty easy, but this does lock. So you actually have a screwdriver. See if you can see that. There's a Phillips head screwdriver right there that you'll be able to tighten to secure the position how you want it. So I'll do that real quick. When I was securing it, I noticed it does say JU-52 right here. A little unique, I guess, because they have other models who have similar stands, but yep, it holds pretty good. You can bend it a little bit at the tightest position, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. All right, we'll take a closer look now. And this is honestly one of my favorite planes from Corgi. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do. I wasn't looking for the float variant, like I said, but this is a really cool plane. I love the paint job as well. So the propellers spin pretty good. The exhaust, I think, could have used a little more detail just because it looks just like a standard brown paint. Doesn't even show rust or anything. These guns on the side do move, but for some reason, these windows are painted. I don't know if that's real for this aircraft. I mean, the front window's not, and the rear window's not, but for some reason these are. So let me know in the comments if that was something they did, because I don't remember any JU-52s, at least military versions, being painted right here. Could be wrong. And I do like that they also included the ladder next to the door here. So pretty cool. It's a plastic ladder, has a little bit of flex to it, but still looks pretty good. Go ahead and take a look at the pilots right now since we're this close. Does come with the pilots installed. You can't remove them, and this doesn't pop off either. So it's already glued on. Let's see if we can see the cockpit. Probably have to turn on my flash. All right, that's the closest I can get to see the cockpit. I do see some yokes in there. Looks like their hands are actually on the yoke, or pretty close to it. That's pretty cool. Can't really see any other details. I'm sure there are. So really impressed with that side of it. Let's move on back to the back. Of course, you do have the symbol here. Some planes don't like to include that, but I do like it for accuracy, of course, not for what it stood for. Back here, you have the tail number, P-51D. Let's look at the underside real quick. Careful of these guns. Not a whole lot of detail on the bottom. Looks like we are missing the wheel. All right, so I looked all in the box, couldn't find the wheel. I know this is the float plane variant, so it probably didn't come with one. But if you have this model, let me know in the comments if yours did come with the wheel. All right, so now we'll just look at the gunner here. Turret does rotate 360 degrees, but it gets kind of hung up a little bit. Let's take a look at the gunner himself. Decent detail. I mean, if you're just looking at it for display, it looks okay. The gun itself does go up and lock in position, so that's a pretty cool feature. But he does not have any legs. All right, and if you see some residue on this plane, like here and here, that's actually not paint chips or anything. It's just residue, probably just being old and being in the box for so long. Let me zoom in, take a look at this gun. So I don't see any gunners in here. A lot of times Corgi does include things, but I do just at least appreciate that the gun moves. That's pretty cool. Same thing with this. You can't see anything behind that glass because it's painted. And then the front, let's see, it's just see-through. All right, so looking at the engine details, really not a whole lot of detail. It's all painted black. Not sure if that's accurate or not. Same thing with the exhaust. Kind of looks like the front exhaust. Wish it would have had some weathering. I'll probably do that myself. Moving on to the front of the plane. Same as the other engines. Just black. You can see the exhaust in the back, which actually looks pretty cool right through there. So I do appreciate at least that. Not a whole lot of detail on the props either. Again, probably end up doing something. And I'm not sure what these are right here. If you know, please message me in the comments. I like to learn more information about planes, especially because I wasn't looking at the float variation, so I don't know a whole lot about it. So this may be just for this specific model. All right, and looking at the floats, they look really good too. They are metal. I thought they were plastic, but they're not. So same thing with these arms coming down, or these legs coming down right here. They're also metal. I did set it down, and it didn't look like it scratched anything on the bottom here. That's pretty cool. We'll take a look at those stands that it came with. But that's just part of the flap. I'll kind of show you what it looks like underneath. You do have a light right there, and it is modeled. Let me zoom in. So pretty cool. It looks like a real light as well. So on the underside, you can actually see it says Corgi, JU-52, and that is raised. At least they put it away where you won't see it. These are probably just screw holes if you pop these off to be able to remove the wings from the plane and separate it for assembly. But overall, you're not going to be really looking at the bottom. I am glad they did put that light though. So I'm also going to point out that the flaps themselves do not move. I mean, be careful because apparently they can break pretty easy. Same thing with the rudder, doesn't move either. These don't move. So nothing really moves as far as parts on the airplane except for the guns. So the guns move and then the propellers. So for these rear stands, for the floats, they're just going to go like that. So you'll set the plane down and then you'll put one underneath each float like that. I think you probably put them closer to the back. There we go. That's more level if you put them closer to the back. So I went ahead and put both of these on so you can see what it looks like. Definitely makes it more stable if you want to display it like this. If you push down, you don't get any movement or anything like that. But I do also want to show you something cool. If you take it off of those and just set it down like that, it almost looks like it's going to be taking off. I actually think that's probably how I'm going to display it, to be honest. Now I'll show you how to install the stand. So this right here has some rubber pieces on either side, which is good because it protects the paint. And you just line it up like this, and then right behind the rear ladder there is where that piece will go. Almost has these little hooks on the front. So it looks like it'll hold pretty good. And then for the base, you want to put the logo going forward like that. I recommend holding on to it like that. So it does move a little bit. And I did tighten it up all the way. So, I mean, I may try to get it a little tighter, but definitely has some flex. I don't like that a whole lot, just because if you were to move it, it could fall. But I will show you what it looks like. So I definitely like adding a bank angle like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I do like this plane a whole lot more than I thought I would, like I said, especially it being the float variant. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and rate this one a 10 out of a 10. I don't think I've given any model a 10 out of a 10 yet, but I really don't see a flaw. I mean, other than potentially the rear tail wheel not being included, if it's even supposed to, then everything else on this model, the paint, the fact that it came with the actual pilots and gunners, and then the float variation. There's not a whole lot of float variants for any sort of World War II planes that I've seen die cast. There's really not a whole lot. So, and if there are, I will be looking for them. So let me know in the comments, because I'm now addicted to the float variants. I just think they look so cool. I love watching planes take off out of water. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. If you want another model that you have in mind, or if you want me to do what I did last time for this model and ask you guys what y'all want to see next. Thanks for watching.